US President Donald Trump has spoken in the past hour, saying his patience with Iran has run out. His comments came shortly after Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, rejected his demands for an unconditional surrender. Trump refused to say whether Washington plans to join Israel's escalating attacks on Iran.
Two very simple words, very simple, unconditional surrender. That means I've had it. Okay, I've had it, I give up, no more. Then we go blow up all the all the nuclear stuff that's all over the place there. No, they had bad intentions. For 40 years they've been saying death to America, death to Israel, death to anybody else that they didn't like. They were bullies. They were schoolyard bullies. And now they're not bullies anymore, but we'll see what happens.
And so Kimberly, Trump wouldn't be drawn on whether the US will join Israel's attacks on Iran's nuclear facilities, saying nobody knows what I'm going to do. And that remains one of the biggest worries here.
Yes, but he has not ruled out joining Israel to assist it in eliminating Iran's nuclear program. We know that the United States is the only nation that has the capabilities of being able to not only have the aircraft, but also the deep penetrating bombs that would allow for that underground nuclear facility known as Fordo to be destroyed. And so that is why the Israelis are pleading with the United States, and that is why the U.S. president is still considering something in terms of action to join the Israelis. He said just in the last hour to reporters that he had not ruled out a strike on Iran's nuclear facility, saying, I may do it, I may not. But he did have a reply to the supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei. What he said was that in response to the statement that they will never surrender Iran to the United States, the U.S. president reiterated his call for unconditional surrender. And when asked about a direct message, he said, good luck to the Ayatollah. Now, the U.S. president also doesn't seem to be in much of a mood for any sort of negotiation, saying that, that time has come and gone. There's a big difference between now and a week ago, that his patience has run out. And he has basically given Iran what he called the ultimatum.
And Kimberly, let's take a look now at the potential U.S. strikes. We're going to come back to you, but the potential U.S. strikes on Iran and how they are splitting President Trump's political base. Many Republicans in Congress have been vocal in calling for the White House to hit Iran's nuclear program. But the online influencers who helped Trump take the White House twice now fear any U.S. involvement in a Middle East conflict could undermine the domestic push for mass deportations.
Right now, I think the best thing for the U.S. is just to do nothing, not be involved in this. Israel's, you know what I'm hearing? Everyone's like, wow, Israel's doing a really great job with air support. It's like, oh, great, they don't need us.
Yeah.
Okay, we out.
Think about what we were talking about a week ago. Just when I say we, I mean sort of the royal we as like the podcaster sphere,
riots,
online sphere. It was riots. It was riots. It was immigration. It was illegals. It was rounding people up. And then suddenly it's like that's evaporated overnight. And just no one's talking about it.
I mean, this is what, and I'm a big supporter of Israel.
Yes.
And I'm telling people, hey, if we get sucked into this war, which inexorably looks like it's going to happen on the combat side, it's going to not just blow up the coalition, it's also going to thwart what we're doing with the most important thing, which is the deportation of the illegal alien invaders that are here. If we don't do that, we don't have a country.
So, Kimberly, is there a division, or rather, how stark is the division between the people we've heard from there, Trump's MAGA base, and the Republican hawks who've wanted to destabilize the Iranian establishment for a long time?
Well, there's an enormous sort of schism that exists between the two groups within the Republican Party. And that's why the U.S. president was posting on social media on Wednesday morning saying that among Republicans, he has 95% approval for his foreign policy. But I'm not sure how they calculated those numbers, because you can see there members that you just played in those clips. Jack Posobiec has an enormous following on social media in the MAGA movement, and Steve Bannon, of course, a former member of the president's team and administration in his first term, they really speak for those sort of the new Republican Party that is less interventionist, is not interested in foreign entanglements. And this is something that really differentiates the president up until now. But it appears that the sort of hawkish members of the party are prevailing at the moment, given the fact that his meetings at the Situation Room on Tuesday did not include, we are told, his director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, who we've also heard has even behind the scenes threatened to leave the administration should the United States ignore the intelligence she gave before the U.S. Senate several weeks ago, where she said that Iran was not close to a nuclear weapon. But she has since been sidelined, we're told, from several meetings, and the president now listening more to those hawkish Republicans within the Republican Party.
All right, for now, that is our White House correspondent, Kimberly Halkett, with the latest from Washington, D.C. Thank you, Kimberly.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.